So basically, one of my first major open mic nights was at a spot called 52 Inc. on College Street with Kate and Amy, and that was called Innervisions, which was inspired by an album by Stevie Wonder. You know, his album Innervisions. Check it out; it's great. It's very uplifting, and well, you know, Stevie Wonder, so it's great. So I did that just to show love to him and inspired by that. And then after that came 9 years at Train Studio doing Acoustic Soul Tuesdays with a live band. It was glorious, and everyone remembers it as a wonderful, there's the ambience, the whole like Love Jones vibe, and I had you know, like musicians like Jeff Kearns and other great musicians, Chris Rouse. There's so many, it's like so many poets, singers, rappers, musicians, and it was like 9 years straight. And then I had to move it to some other venues, and then eventually I rebranded without the live band, because I always try to take care of my band, and sometimes with, you know, the economical strains that sometimes happen, you know, you can't have musicians work for free. But the amount of love that the musicians showed me and worked for whatever I could give them, and sometimes, you know, I went home with nothing and I gave them what I could, you know, but I didn't want to have to like stress myself, stress my musicians, and I didn't want them working for less than their worth, which is, you know, the musicians, Toronto musicians are so phenomenally gifted. I was just so blessed to have them in our you know, open mic ciphers. It was great. So I created Word Sound Power, where if musicians wanted to come and perform, they could plug in, but I just didn't have the means to like pay everyone at that time, and I want to stress myself, which is again how we do for ourselves, is setting boundaries, making sure that we're good, because when we're good, then we can now next take care of others, you know. But it's hard to take care of others if you're not taking care of yourself. So you got to love yourself first, you know. Self-love is the first love, you know. So as we continue to, as they say, starve the ego, feed the soul, meaning to give to ourselves, to build ourselves up so we can now give to the world. I did Word Sound Power for a few years at Harlem Restaurant. Shout out to Carl Castell. And then I had to also now move that to some other venues. Fast forward, I've been a spoken word artist, poet, and also I've been into music since I was young. I think that was influenced from my older brother, who's also a DJ back in the day, and my mom. I used to like scratch her like John Coltrane records, which she didn't like very much. But I was just trying to practice my scratching, and now I DJ more than I do spoken word. And this is about the challenge of allowing yourself to grow. And in life, sometimes as an artist, we change, and we're not the same artists we were back in the day. So these days, I don't really perform spoken word as much. I don't really go to open mics. And going through what we've all gone through over the past year and a bit, with all the venues being closed down for performances, it's been hard. But now I've transitioned to more the, you know, DJ Black Lotus, you know what I'm saying? And that aspect of my artistic capability. And just you know, I'm in a more of a quiet time in my life where I don't really feel as expressive. I'm not really introverted, but I speak through my music, as all DJs will tell you, is what we do, you know. So I'm looking forward to getting back into DJing going forward. The pandemic has hit all of us hard, and the artists, of course, are part of that, as any artist will tell you, and as we all know. But the arts has inspired us through these hard times, and through all times. The arts is very important and essential in picking us up from off the ground when we're down, and inspiring us, teaching us. Poetry, music, visual art, the arts should never be disrespected or underestimated. It's a source for light, for goodness, and for replenishing what is lost by the various things, the challenges that happen. So I would say that the things that I went through in my past, in the present, have now given me strength and courage to know that I can overcome anything, and we can all do the same thing. And it just comes back to just having a determination, a belief, a faith in ourselves, and being strategic. Planning your work and working your plan, right? So I look forward to going back out there and dropping that soulful funk for the people, power to the people always, and just getting it done.